a term that refers to computer-powered devices or equipment that can be worn.
Welcome to the Web Marketing Show, a podcast hosted by Randy Thornton. Learn how she approaches today's internet marketing challenges with straightforward, strategic web marketing guidance for businesses and industries of all sizes. Sit back, relax, and listen as Randy shares systems, tools, advice, trends, technologies, and how-tos about everything related to productive web marketing. Because time does matter. Let's get started. Here's Randy.
I can't believe it. We're already on episode number 3. This is Randy, and I'm so excited you're here. Last week I made a mistake. I said that we'd all get nerdy together and discuss on-site or on-page SEO best practices today. When preparing content for this topic, it occurred to me, one of the most important elements of on-page SEO optimization really involves keywords. So it just made sense that we discuss keywords before we discuss on-page optimization. So stay tuned. Next week we're going to talk about on-page optimization, but don't worry, today we're going to get all nerdy and we're going to talk about keywords. If I could sing, I would sing the song Happy Birthday. I'd do it right now for you, but I can't sing. I always wish I could, but I can't. Yesterday was Facebook's 10-year anniversary. Facebook is 10 years old. What did we do before we had Facebook? What were you doing in 2004? Facebook has certainly changed the way we interact today with friends, family, and others. In 2007, Facebook introduced a feature called Facebook Pages. These were profile pages for brands, companies, organizations, and celebrities. These pages took on the look and feel of personal pages, but would offer additional features, such as the ability to quickly send messages to thousands of fans. Social media is part of SEO. That hasn't always been the case, but for the past 6 years or so, it certainly has. And if you are like me and follow social media marketing strategies as well as online marketing strategies, you know that having a Facebook presence through a business page was and is very important. We've all heard from every social media expert that we needed a professionally designed profile, we needed content, we needed fans, and businesses have listened. Most businesses today have a Facebook presence. They have a Facebook page. The Super Bowl was last weekend. Did you know that Facebook was mentioned 5 times in the ads that were run during the Super Bowl? Businesses are pointing their consumers, their prospects, their leads back to their Facebook page. News channels, celebrities, and a variety of businesses, they all have been highly focused on promoting their Facebook pages for several years now. Facebook pages has helped. It really has been a form of free advertising. It's been a way for a business to reach out and make connections and stay in touch and engage with customers and prospects. It's been a way for a business to build brand awareness. And Facebook is good for SEO. Google, others look at brand mentions, how many times a brand is talked about. So we've all worked hard to get fans, and we've worked really hard, and we've devoted our time and energy, and we've devoted resources to building up our Facebook business presence. I think things are about to change, and I think Facebook is going to be changing the game a little bit. They gave businesses a taste of this advertising and this free advertising, and I think now it's going to be going away. Facebook has made some allusions to this, and time will tell if I'm correct or not, but we need to take notice. And there's just something before we talk about and dive into keyword optimization that I want to talk about here. And this is something I've said for a long time, and that is we as business owners, we can never rely upon third-party sources for our content. Facebook owns your Facebook page. Facebook owns all the content that is on your Facebook page. That's okay if you are getting business from Facebook and to keep in contact with customers and communicate and engage with new customers for brand awareness, for all of those things. Facebook's great. But the goal with Facebook or any third-party platform should be to drive those consumers, those prospects, back to your website, back to a place that they get familiar going to, back to a place where you own the content, back to a place where nobody else controls what's going to happen with that content that you've worked so hard to build and you've worked so hard to draw attention to. Those Facebook mentions on the Super Bowl ad drew significant traffic to Facebook. But those businesses, in my personal opinion, lost an enormous opportunity to drive people to their website, which can offer as much robust functionality as a Facebook page ever could. And then once they're on your website, let them know that you have a Facebook page and let them know where and how easily to get to your Facebook page through a widget and make it real easy for them to like you. They shouldn't even have to leave your business page or your business website in order to like your business on Facebook. I've always said that you should not rely on third-party sources. In the past, I've had people tell me, I don't need a website. I'm going to do everything on Facebook. I've got a Facebook page. That's all I need. I just cringed because of my fears that someday things would change. And indeed, I think we're looking at those times, and they're coming up. So I wanted just to talk to you quickly, say happy birthday to Facebook. Facebook's certainly been a big component to business SEO optimization, and we'll have to keep a close eye on this, and I'll let you know how these changes do affect businesses in the upcoming months and future here. Because each day that goes by without implementing the best keyword strategies puts you one day further away from achieving your online business objectives, let's get started with today's podcast. Keyword optimization. What are keywords? Well, you probably know keywords are the words, the text, the phrases that are entered into a search engine search field. Keywords are topics, they're subjects, such as shirts, football, restaurants, real estate, etc. It's the terms or the wording that is put into a search box to look for something. Businesses use their websites and they use keywords to communicate what their content is about to Google. People use keywords on search engines. We're all familiar with putting a keyword phrase into Google. We probably do it numerous times throughout the day. So very similar would be Yahoo and Bing. But do you realize that when you're on YouTube, there's also a search field, and when you conduct a search there, you're actually entering keywords into that box? Did you know that when you are on Facebook, there is a search field on the top of Facebook, and you can search for people, you can search for organizations, and that too is a place where keywords are entered. Most websites have a search box. The words that people use and enter into that search box are keywords. So while keywords are often referenced back to searching online and searching on Google for specific information, keywords are used in many places other than just what first comes to mind. Keywords come in all different shapes. Keywords can be affected by if the word is using a plural or not, such as men's shirts or men's shirt. If you type in men's shirts, plural, or men's shirt, non-plural, you're going to get different results from Google. Sometimes words are misspelled. How a word is misspelled can impact the results that are displayed. And there's optimization tactics that can be implemented so that if you have a word or your business is known for a word that is often misspelled, those are things to think about when thinking about your keyword optimization strategies. Keywords also can be put into two categories: short tail keywords and long tail keywords. Short tail keywords might be the word shirts, or it might be the word men's shirts, or it might be the word men's sports shirts. Short tail keywords are phrases that are either one word in length, maybe up to 2 to 3 words in length. Long tail keywords are more defined and the searcher's intent is more specific, such as men's football sports shirts, or even more long tail would be men's Viking football sports shirt. Or if you were looking for an XXL size, you might type in men's Viking football sports shirt XXL. That would be a long tail keyword phrase that you could or anybody could enter into Google. Long tail is going to usually have 3 or more words attached to the phrase. Short tail is going to be a very general term and usually not consist of more than 3 words. Now, when we talk about keywords, we also have to talk about what I refer to as money keywords. There are keywords that we'd all like to rank for, but there's a difference between ranking for a keyword and what I consider ranking for a money keyword. Money keywords are the terms that people type in to Google, and once they land on your website after typing that keyword phrase into Google, they stay on your website. Your website provides them with the information they're looking for. They conduct a transaction with you. They might purchase something. They might download a PDF. They might watch a video, but they've done something. They haven't just come and left. In other words, the phrase that they typed into Google, and then if Google displayed your website, they click through to your website and they stayed on your website and they took an action. That's, to me, a money keyword. So keywords are important. I think money keywords are even more important. Other keywords include your brand. Your brand, if somebody types in any form of your brand, if they type it into Google and maybe they're looking for information about your company, maybe they're looking about information regarding an employee at your company, maybe they just need to get your office hours or want a phone number or an address. Those are referred to as brand keywords. When you look at an overall keyword optimization strategy, it's really important to identify the branded keyword terms that are used to drive people to your website and the non-branded keyword phrases that are used to drive people to your website. I think both are very important, but it's really good to have a balance of both. You want to know that people are looking for you. You want to know that you're front and center. So having some branded type keyword phrases that drive people to your website is great. On the other hand, if you don't have any non-branded keyword phrases, such as men's football shirts, that means your website is not getting found by customers that are looking for your services and or products, customers that are unaware of you, customers that don't know about you, don't know about your brand name, haven't heard of you. These would be new eyeballs that you're trying to get on your website. Another important thing to consider when we're talking about keyword optimization strategies is that each page on your website has an opportunity to rank for a different term. Oftentimes, people just think about their homepage. They just think about, where does my website rank? If you have 200 pages on your website, you really should be asking yourself, what position and what keyword phrases do each one of these 200 pages have on my website? What keywords do they rank for, and in what position do they rank? Each web page has a unique opportunity to rank for a similar word, a different word than your homepage is ranking. Each page in your website is another opportunity to rank for another keyword or keyword phrase and to get discovered in Google when somebody types in a search phrase that your company offers the services and or products for. There's no doubt that businesses want to rank on Google for keywords. Good optimization strategies will generate free sales leads from Google. Let's step back a little bit and let's quickly look at and talk about previous keyword strategies. I'm talking about strategies that I actually used back in 1994. Back then, we did what was called today keyword stuffing, although back then we didn't refer to it as keyword stuffing. We referred to it as search engine optimization. That is, content was primarily written for search engines and not for real people. We had pages that people would be interested in gathering the information, but we certainly had pages that were just stuffed with these keywords that really didn't make a lot of sense. Short tail keyword optimization worked. For instance, it would have been easier back in 1994 to rank for men's shirts or men's sports shirts. Today, those terms would be probably very difficult to rank for, but I'm not going to say that they would ever be impossible to rank for. They always could be obtained over time and with consistent SEO optimization. But it would take time and it would take a lot of dedication. In the past, a lot of weight has been placed on keywords and keyword rankings for SEO purposes. Now let's flash to today's real world and talk about keyword optimization strategies and how things are different today. Today, content must make sense. It must be written for the visitors. It must be written naturally. Stuffing keyword phrases into a page or into the content is going to actually get yourself or your website perhaps penalized from Google. So we must write natural, useful content while we consider our keywords. We certainly do not want to be caught doing any spammy tactics such as keyword stuffing and excessive keyword density. We want to write good content for our visitors. Keyword rankings are not 100% of the SEO equation today. Yes, keyword rankings are still one way to monitor and track SEO optimization in general, but there are other things that should be looked at today, such as website design and website conversions. Those should be part of the SEO equation as well. Also today, long tail keywords work better. When I say better, I mean that you have a better chance of ranking for long tail keywords. So instead of men's shirts, ranking for a phrase like men's Viking football sports shirt XXL is going to be easier. All right, now that we've talked about what keywords are, we also took a look at past keyword strategies that were used back in the mid-1990s, and the differences, and some of the differences between then and today. The next thing we need to talk about is keyword research. And the first thing we have to start with is building a keyword list. We have to think about terms and phrases that will be used by searchers that will be good fit for our business. Somebody that's looking for our services and or our products. What are they searching for? We need to identify those phrases. And then we have to take that one step further once we understand that and incorporate some other good keyword optimization strategies, which we'll be talking about here in just a minute. But first, how do we begin building this list? The first and easiest way would be to talk to your clients, talk to your customers. What do they ask you for when they walk into your store or when they do talk to you? What are people asking for? The next keyword list building tool is actually from Google. In fact, I've got a few here from Google. Google's got a tool called the Google Keyword Planner tool. And this tool is free. It's far from perfect, but it is a great place to start when looking for keyword ideas and building that keyword list. I've got a link to this tool as well as all other tools that I'll be mentioning in this podcast at webmarketingshow.com/3. 3 for it being the third episode. So don't worry about taking notes. All the links and everything will be at webmarketingshow.com/3. All right, on to our list building, our keyword list building tools. Google Analytics. Go into your Google Analytics account, and on the left-hand side, you'll see a section titled Acquisition. Click on that. After that, you'll see a section titled Keywords. This is where you're going to find the current keywords that people are typing in to get to your website. So when building your list, it's important to take a look at what are the phrases that people are already typing in to find my website. By understanding current behavior, we can expand upon those keyword phrases and add to them. Google Webmaster tools. Once again, this link will be in the show notes, is another tool. You have to link your Google Analytics and your Google Webmaster accounts together for optimal viewing. Once you log into your Google Webmaster Tools account, go to the left-hand side and look for search traffic. Click on that link and then look for search queries. It's going to list out all of the search queries and the search phrases that were used in Google in which your website appeared. So even if, let's say, you sold men's t-shirts and somebody typed in men's football t-shirt, Google's going to let you know your website ranked for that even if it was on page 3. So in the Webmaster Tools section, Google will actually tell you the position that you rank in. This tool is great as well as Google Analytics to identify those keyword phrases and terms that people are already using to get to your website. Another great tool is called Google Trends. This tool tells you, you're able to put in a keyword phrase or a search term, and Google's going to tell you how that term has been trending over time. If you want to know if a search term is gaining momentum or if it's something that people haven't typed in as regularly as once upon a time, this is all valuable information to determining what should be on your keyword optimization building list. Go to Twitter. Did you ever think about using Twitter to look for keywords and to build your keyword list? What are people talking about on Twitter that's related to your business? Twitter may be another great tool to do keyword research and to build that list and to think outside of the box. Another suggestion, go to Google, start typing in your keyword phrase. Type in the first word and stop. See what happens. Google's going to give you suggestions. So if you were to start typing in the word men's and you typed in S for shirts, Google will probably show you shirts, or Google will show you shirt or any other search terms that would be similar. So you can use Google's suggestion by just simply starting to type in and watching what Google displays below your searches as ideas and suggestions based on the text that you type in. Another neat little trick is when you have identified a keyword, type it into Google, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. Most of the time, Google will have related search terms. So you can also identify additional terms that Google considers similar terms to the term you typed in. This is another great way to discover keywords and keyword phrases. Okay, so you've got your list. You've got your keyword list. Now let's start talking about what we're going to do with it, and let's talk about some keyword optimization strategies. The first strategy we're going to talk about is search volume. Based on this list that you've got, you want to know which search terms are actually searched for. Just because you've got a term on your list and you think it's a good keyword does not mean that it's a keyword phrase that your customers or visitors to Google are going to type in. Identifying the keyword phrases and terms that are actually searched for is equally as important. So, go through that list and head back to the Google Keyword Planner tool. This tool not only offers suggestions based on keywords, but it will also tell you approximately how many times that phrase is searched for. And it breaks it down by global and local search volumes. Global, of course, meaning global. Local, if you're in the United States, that's what local means, is that it's a number of searches conducted within the US of A. So going back to our men's sport shirt analysis, the keyword phrase men's sport shirts, plural, has 260 local monthly searches. Now, men's sport shirt, without the S, has only 40 local monthly searches. Remember, these are estimates, but these are the numbers Google's giving us. By adding an S onto the word shirts and ranking for that keyword phrase versus the word shirt without the S, and ranking for that phrase is going to have a significant difference in the amount of traffic that your website will obtain. So once you've identified the keywords, the next thing is take a look at that list. Go through that list, go back to the Google Keyword Planner tool, and add those phrases into the tool and take a look at them. Separate them out by the ones that are going to not only produce good prospects for you and your and content that you've got written or content you're going to produce based on the keyword phrase. Also, not only do you want to know that it's a phrase that's searched for, if you can tweak and you can make adjustments so that you can get more traffic to your website because you've chosen a term that gets more search volume, that's a great optimization strategy. Even if a keyword phrase that you know is great for your business, it's one that converts, it's one that you have identified as a money keyword phrase term, and it does not get much search volume, that's okay. Use that keyword phrase and keep it as part of your overall keyword optimization strategy. Because if 1, 2, or 10 people search for that term monthly and you come up and that search leads to a sale, it doesn't matter how many times that keyword searched for. So you've got to take all of these metrics into account when deciding and revising your keyword list. The next thing you want to take a look at, now that you've got your keyword list, you've identified which terms get the most volume and are actually searched for, you want to take a look at how competitive the keyword phrase is. Obviously, the more competitive a keyword phrase is, the more difficult it is going to be to rank for that term. Now, if your website has some authority, your website's been around for a while, you're going to have an easier time ranking for a keyword phrase that is a little more competitive than somebody that's just got a brand new website. If your website's really brand new, my suggestion is to start with keyword phrases that are more long tail, keyword phrases that aren't searched that much, keyword phrases that don't have a high search volume. The reason behind this is it's not going to be as competitive of a keyword phrase. Therefore, you're going to have a better chance of optimizing for that keyword phrase. You've got to consider volume. You've also got to consider how competitive a keyword phrase is. Once again, the Google Keyword Planner tool, and this is a free tool, will tell you how competitive a keyword phrase is in general. It's like weak, medium, or strong. And it won't give you like exact competitors, but it'll give you just kind of a really broad overall view of how competitive a keyword phrase is. All right, next we're going to talk about keyword rankings. But before we do, I want to just talk about sponsorship for this podcast. I want to get as much optimization information out to you so you can take and analyze your website and make sure that it is fully optimized using SEO best practices so that you have the ultimate outcomes and achieve the goals that you're wanting to achieve. I was struggling with a sponsorship because it's not my intent to bring in a sponsor and have a commercial run through the podcast, which I know some people do to monetize their podcast, and that's their formula and that works great for them. But that's not what I wanted to do. As a business owner, the optimization tactics and strategies that I discuss here are actually strategies that I utilize every day when optimizing and building websites for my clients. So I wanted just to mention that to you as part of the sponsorship portion of this show, that I'm going to do a shout out to two of my websites today. One is SEOGoogleGuru.com. There you'll find resources, tools, and reports that you can utilize in your SEO optimization journey and measuring your success online. Also, WPWBB, which stands for WordPress Website Builder Bundle.com. This is a website that offers websites. It's a place for businesses to build websites. So I just wanted to mention those two websites, and let's go on to the rest of the show. Next, let's talk about keyword rankings. You've got your keyword list. You've now looked at search volume. You've also looked at how competitive it is. Now it's time to start measuring. It's time to analyze your keyword optimization efforts. And the best way to do this is to go to Google Webmaster Tools, which, once again, link in the show note, and it's a free tool, and you should connect your Google Webmaster Tools account up with your Google Analytics account. And once again, I will have all this information, I think, coming up in about 2 episodes. If you go to webmarketingshow.com/upcoming-podcast, there'll be a calendar there, and I'm going to do my best to let you know what topics are coming up, so that if there's a topic that you're really interested in, you can look to see if it's coming up. And if there's a topic that you're really interested in that's not listed on the upcoming calendar, then please go to the contact tab on webmarketingshow.com. Let me know what topic you want discussed, because I want to make sure that I'm hitting all the topics that are important to anybody out there listening. Okay, so now we've got to analyze and we've got to monitor our keywords. And the best way to do that is going back to the Google Webmaster Tools, as I just mentioned. And here you're going to be able to identify the keyword queries that were used to get to your site. You're going to be able to see how many times your website was listed for a particular keyword phrase. In other words, how many times did Google display your website when somebody searched in a phrase? How many times people typed in that keyword phrase and actually clicked through to your website? And the average position that your website ranked for that particular keyword phrase or term. Another really great thing about this tool is you can set up a second metric, and you can break it down by page. So if there's a keyword phrase, you can understand which page on your website Google's sending that traffic to. Does that make sense? So you can identify not only the keywords, the keyword ranking, you can also identify which page on your website ranks for that phrase. You might find that you've got a couple of pages that rank for the same phrase. It'll be interesting to understand which phrases and keywords are driving traffic currently to your website, and then track and monitor that over time. As you implement different SEO strategies, it's going to be important that you track these and understand if the tactic or strategy that you implemented had a positive or negative effect on your rankings. Understand the trending of those keyword phrases as they relate to the rankings on your website. So, in review, we discussed what keywords were. We took a quick look at keyword optimization history. Things have certainly changed since I started in this industry, and they will continue to change. That's what's so fun about this industry, is that nothing stays the same. Nothing's ever dull. We talked about keyword research, how you can start building your list, how to find out what keywords are currently driving traffic to your website. We talked about search volume and how different keywords will have different search volume. You want to make sure that the keywords you're targeting not only are very applicable to your website, but also are keyword phrases that people are actually searching for. You want to make sure that you're not getting in over your head and trying to optimize for a term that is too competitive based on your website's history and its authoritative ranking within Google. And then we also talked about keyword rankings. You got to know where you are today, and you've got to track and monitor your efforts and where you are tomorrow. Keyword rankings should be something that you monitor on a monthly basis, something that you look at on a monthly basis, and it should be part of your monthly SEO reporting. Keywords are a big SEO fundamental influencing factor. Implement good keyword optimization strategies whenever you put any content online. Keywords drive business leads to websites. Your job is to convert these leads into sales. Well, we've just scratched the surface about keyword optimization strategies, but there's just no doubt keyword optimization is extremely important. And it's important to know the rules change. Annually, I go back and take a look at the keyword list that we've built for my clients, and modifications are often made because of trends and different things that are happening. Your keyword optimization strategy is not just a one-time thing, but it's definitely something that should be done on an annual basis. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you these questions. Have you done keyword research for your website? Not only for your website, but have you done keyword research and aligned specific keywords for each page on your website? And what about your blog posts? When you write a post, do you have a keyword in mind when that post is being written? Do you know what words or phrases your target audience types into Google's search field? Do you know what keywords Google thinks or has associated your website with? Have you appropriately associated each one of your web pages, blog posts, videos, images, and any other online content with your keywords and your keyword optimization strategy? Keywords are important. Next week, I will discuss on-page SEO optimization best practices. We'll take a closer look at keywords, including how keyword placement affects on-page optimization. Are your web pages SEO optimized? Find out on the next episode of the Web Marketing Show. A good keyword optimization strategy can have dramatic effects on your search ranking outcomes and sales leads from Google. Begin implementing solid keyword strategies today, because every day that passes without a solid keyword optimization strategy gives your online competitors search ranking advantages. Now for the Web Marketing Show Episode 3 word. I said it was a term that refers to computer-powered devices or equipment that can be worn by a user, including clothing, watches, glasses, shoes, and similar items. It is wearable computing. I'm sure you've heard of wearable computing by now. It's all the rage, and it is actually, I'm just really excited about where this new technology is going to be taking us. Wearable computing devices can range from anything from monitoring a heart rate to monitoring and analyzing how fast you're walking or how many miles you walked. You've heard of Google Glasses, devices like Google Glasses and the Fitband, which I've been meaning to get, and I'm sure that I will very soon. I'm really excited to get this. These advanced wearable computing devices typically are going to be really exciting, and they're going to be a new way for us just to communicate easier and not have to carry bulky computers. Remember the very, very heavy computer that sat on your desktop? Well, I carry my computer with me everywhere now, and it's, I think, under 3 pounds, yet it can do far more than the big computer on my desk ever could. So our devices are going to get smaller as our technology gets smarter, and I think this is fun. That's it for now. I can't wait to talk to you next time.
This concludes this episode of the Web Marketing Show. If you need help or have questions or comments for Randy, please visit www.webmarketingshow.com. Be sure to listen to her next podcast show so you stay current with everything related to effective web marketing. And remember to take action today, because every day that slips by without taking action is one day further away from becoming a winning day.